Well, there's my brewing equipment and supplies. Well, except for the water. Let me go through this. The jug, the half gallon, that's just to measure a half gallon of water. So I fill that, I put that into that, and that's just to mix stuff up. I then put 6 quarter cups of malt, dry malt extract, into the water, and I whisk it in. Then once it's mixed together, I pour or pitch some yeast into it, and that's brewer's yeast. I find that actually the barm, the trube, I guess you call it, from the last batch will also work instead of that. And I pour it into that, which is simply to make it easier to pour, into my gallon jug, which is the reason I have that funnel. And it fills it half full. I put the cap on it, shake it, and I'm done, pretty much. But then when I set it aside then for to start fermenting, I crack the lid so it's not under pressure, so it doesn't build up pressure. That's my fermentation, or airlock, I guess you'd call it. That's pretty much it. Don't really need the yellow jug, but then it works later, or it will work later to bottle it. That can be the bottle. That would be a quart, or I guess it'd be 2 quarts. Is that right? Man, I get so mixed up with that. There's 2 quarts in a gallon. Yeah, and two pints in a quart. I think that's right. But for now, I'm just using the fermenter. When the time's ready, after should be 2 weeks, I charge it with something sweet. I used honey, a quarter teaspoon of honey. A little bit more malt would do. I can't bring myself to use white sugar, but that would work too. That's what most people use. All right, I'm gonna set about brewing now. So here's my entire supply. The 2 glasses, the one on the left is a commercial beer. The one on the right is my ale. There's no hops in it, so I should call it ale, and it's small ale. As a matter of fact, it's half-size small ale, which is one of the reasons I don't expect it to taste particularly good. You may remember I put half the amount of malt in the wort that I should have, just to make the weakest of beers. But it's had about a week and to age, which should make a little difference. And also I did put some priming honey in it, and it gave a fizz when I opened the lid, so it had built up some carbonation, but it's not bubbling up through that I can see. But then too, the commercial beer, it stops doing that almost immediately. And the head, although might have been a half-inch head, it was gone within, I don't know, 30 seconds. Well, we'll try it. Well, as expected, it hasn't improved much. It's still not good. Watery is the thing that mostly comes to mind, but I've watched guys tasting beer on videos a good bit lately, and it's so interesting to hear what they come up with to describe what they're tasting. It reminds me of guys I've watched tasting wine, and they have a whole vocabulary for it. Vocabulary I don't know, but partly because it's a different taste. Well, I'm going to try the other now, remind myself of the other. I don't know if you can see, there's a fly. Well, there's another one there, trying to figure out a way to get inside the jug, and it got in one of the glasses too. And I must say it preferred mine. Mine was the one it went into, but it came back out. I put a card over it. I don't know if you can see that to keep that from happening again. But so I don't actually. There's an absolute difference between them. But I don't find the commercial beer wonderful and my beer horrible. Although my ale, I should say, it's weak. I mean, there's no doubt it's not really good. But when I compare the two, they're both warm, they're both flat, almost instantly flat. The one that came out of the can. There's not really all that much difference. Now I'm hoping for much better when I get into the ones with the blue caps. That's got the right amount of wort, of malt in the wort, the blue caps. That should taste close to right. And the brown, that also has the right amount, but it's a dark, they're dark ales. So we'll see. One other thing I should probably say is that my half small ale, it has more flavor. It definitely has more flavor than the beer on the left. Whether or not you like that flavor, I don't know, but it's there. Of course, the one on the left's been filtered. All right, bye for now.